Hey guys, this is Cameron with a K here, and I want to talk about the Amityville horror case. And the Amityville horror case is very intriguing to me. And, you know, for many people that don't know, the Amityville horror is about this family, this middle class family, very religious, they're Catholic, named the DeFeo family. And it was a pretty big family. They had the father had a car dealership, and Ronnie, the oldest son, um, is the main target of this story, and he never really had to work. His father gave him lots of money, and he went out and got drugs, um, and you know, the thing is, and he was high all the time, and he was on LSD, heroin. Um, so he was a very troubled teenager, and to his adult days as well. And when you have that kind of mindset, you're not going to be doing well with your family. And him and his father was very at arms. Almost every day. Um, and every time that his father gave him money, that that was when the mountain was getting ready to blow in Ronnie. And he as well, he went to bars as well. And for many people that don't know, um, or skeptics for that matter, that they don't believe in the supernatural, well, please explain to me that how did no one woke up? None of the family members woke up after every shot Ronnie from that rifle. You know, explain it to me. What makes y'all don't believe in that? Because I think ghosts and spirits and hauntings, and just like these ghost hunters, on YouTube. Just because they want to film some of this stuff, and that doesn't mean something's going to happen to them. Evil personifies itself in any way it sees fit. And if it's going to choose you, it's going to choose you. That doesn't mean it's going to choose those YouTubers out there that go to these haunted places. Now, they might find something, they might not. But at the end of the day, it's, don't get me wrong, atheists and skeptic, whatever the case may be, they have their own beliefs. I'm not trying to rant and rave about, and what they think is right and what's not right, that's their opinion. However, I believe in this stuff. I do. I think when but that's, the killings wasn't even the real horror. It was a year later when the Lutches moved in. That's when the horror began. But some say that Ronnie was on drugs at the time of the killings. The only way to know for sure, obviously if he was dead, and to look at the autopsy. And I'm trying to figure out if the reasoning why none of the family members woke up, maybe they were drugged. But apparently that wasn't the case, because the autopsy showed no signs of drugs. So, and no signs of alcohol. So, and they were Catholic, and for me, believing in this stuff, it's hard to fathom, and I get it's very hard to believe. It's very hard to believe that, and it's very you have to be insane to kill your own family, and one day Ronnie had a gun on him, and he pointed at the father. And basically what he told him, he said, if you don't get out of here, I will kill you all. And that to me was insane from the get-go. And he did kill him. However, for now, some dispute this. I don't know me personally, I'm very obsessed with this case again. Um, the Nantucket Indians, right? Um, Now, I don't know if it's true. I would like to go look at the house and see if it's actually built and or the owners that know about the tragic history. But um, I feel like there is a Indian burial ground at least near the property, um, and apparently there's a Indian chief on that land, and the spirit has not fully rested. And I think that's the thing that possessed Ronnie to killing his family, even though he told him that I was going to kill them. Yeah, I mean, again, you know, some people say that to their family, but they don't actually do it. You know what I mean? Like a figure of speech. But you can't joke about that kind of stuff. Um, I think if you want to, I don't know. I mean, I think this case is very intriguing, and but then a month and wait a minute, not a month, a year and a month later, the Lutzes moved in, Kathy and George Lutz. Now, this couple had a decent sized family, but not as big as the DeFeos was, and they moved in, and they had a daughter named Missy, and then they had her brother as well. Um, and they moved in, and the very first night they felt a presence, and they took polygraph tests to prove. Now some of this is exaggerated, and they admitted some of this was exaggerated, but they did take polygraph tests knowing that whatever they went through was real, right? Now, and it's sad that they're dead now, both of them. George and Kathy are dead, but I'm not sure about not sure about Ronald DeFeo. Last I've heard, I mean, I would have to look it up, but last I've heard, he's held up in the upstate New York prison, wherever the prison's at. But yeah, I mean, so Amityville, the word meaning friendship or friend or kindness, that's the term of amity. So if you're a New Yorker or from Amityville or from that this county was a very peaceful, quiet. People loved, the scenery there. There is, overlooking the lake there. But the original house, the house went through a lot of changes, right? The house had these eyes, they had these eyes as windows, and you can sense it. It was evil. You can definitely sense it. The oval kind of shaped windows at the front. That's the first thing you look at. Okay, so back to the Lutzes. Now, the Lutzes was also a middle class family, so they weren't poor by any stretch, right? And the house sold to them to only $80,000. And that is insane for a price for a Dutch colonial that's been, built since 1925. I mean, it was, or 1820, something like that, something insane. And this was in 1975 when the Lutzes bought it. And, the Lutzes, they knew the tragic history of the house, but they bought it either way, And so the very first night, kind of normal, but it was always cold to George. So he kept building fires, and he kept building fires more and more and more every day. And this was midwinter, but it was abnormally cold in the house, at least to George. And then hordes of flies. What I've read and what I've researched, and what they claim was hordes of flies. Every time they kill them, they keep coming back. you know, and it was in the sewing room or the laundry room, I think, and and then that's where Catholic felt a presence, um, right? And so I think the second and third day that they had a priest, they're Catholic, and they you know brought a priest out there to bless the house, and the room he went in was the flies. No, flies didn't attack him like Hollywood portrayed it. That they say. Um, However, he did hear a voice telling him to get out, and the spirit slapped him. You know, and to me that you know for the people that don't believe, right? And I'm gonna keep rehashing it. It's not a ghost or a spirit. They're not. It's not gonna choose everybody. They're not gonna choose everybody. You know, you got to be easily influenced. Just it's like the children. Children, especially young children, they get affected by these things, and that's why when they see something like that, or a ghost or a spirit, and they tell their parents, guess what the parents do? They don't believe them. They don't believe them, and um, so yeah, I mean, so and then the Lutzes, Now some of this I don't believe. However, I don't believe the green slime that they claim that was traveling room to room. I don't know if I believe that part. I think that was exaggerated by them. Um, but then after 28 days, they fled. Didn't bring a single. They only had some clothes in their car, and they fled. They didn't bring the food was still in the kitchen. I mean everything was still there, right? 28 days, 28 days, right? They fled, and so now um, and so they met William Weber, the defense attorney of Ronald DeFeo, um, and they kind of were discussing a book deal and a movie deal, mainly a book deal. But and William Weber offered it to him, but guess what? They didn't. The Lutzes denied him because the Ronald DeFeo was on the book. Ronald DeFeo was name was on it, and so he would get some of the money. But I don't see the point of that since he's in prison. But anyway, I guess you need some money to buy, I guess, food items and stuff like that. But anyway, you know, so the Lutzes, apparently the skeptics believe that they just wanted to make money from a book and a movie. But to me, they could have done it better. They could have done it better if that was the plan, And, and then, ever since the Lutzes fled, the comedies was there for 10 years after the Lutzes, and they claim that, there's no hauntings or no ghosts or nothing like that, There's been several owners in that place. Some of them couldn't handle the publicity. You got to think about it, right? People taken from all over the country, or even Europe. People from Europe going there. To take pictures of your property. That would be hard to live with, and especially young kids or young teenagers go and knocking on your door, knocking on the windows. That's hard. I think that would be hard. That would be hard for me. However, I think I would have maybe done something. The comedies was there for 10 years, right? Until they decided to move on. 10 years. To me, 10. Why stay in a house, or that house, and you couldn't handle it anymore, right? Why did it take you 10 years? But anyway, well, I've heard, I don't know if it's true, I would have to look it up, but I've heard that the Carbody's son overdosed, or some type of overdosing with their son. I don't know if that's true, but um, anyway, I mean, so this story is a legend, and um, so this is my first really big YouTube video. I'm still trying to learn the ways and how to edit videos, and um, so give me some patience here, and hopefully I'll become good at this, and be patient with me. But I do like the paranormal. I mean, I would like to maybe one day I'd like to experience it someday. But I'm serious. Maybe I could get in touch with the owners of the house now, and maybe I can go over there in Amityville. And speaking of Amityville, it used to be 112 Ocean Avenue. Now they changed it. Well, they not recently. They changed it to 108 Ocean Avenue, because of the obviously everybody knows 112. But all you gotta do is look it up on Google and it'll show up. But if you actually do your research, at least. But yeah, I mean, this was. I just recently watched a documentary on it on Discovery Plus, and if y'all want to watch that, subscribe. It's only $5 a month, or $7 a month for the ad-free version. I think that's a pretty cheap deal. It's called Discovery Plus, and you search it right there. It's called the Amityville Horror House. You just click it and you watch the documentary, and they talk about just what went on there, and George and Kathy talk, and Lauren DeDio talked about it too. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. This is a huge accomplishment for me, for technically my first video, and talking about this case. But yeah, hope everyone enjoys it. Thank you.